Hey guys, it is Betty Bean, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a story time that is probably the weirdest one I have about how I got into a motorcycle accident in the middle of Southeast Asia with no travel insurance an hour before I was supposed to be at the airport. So stay tuned because this is not your typical story time. Alright, so this story time takes place in Laos. Laos is a country in Southeast Asia, right next to Vietnam and Thailand. So we had already been there for a few days, and this was actually our last days in Laos. And this was the day that we went to Kwangsi Waterfalls, which is the whole reason why I wanted to go to this country in the first place, because it's absolutely beautiful. In Southeast Asia, if you've never gone, one thing you'll notice is everyone rides these motorbikes, right? So it's like, I say motorcycle because they don't really have motorbikes around here. Regularly, like, unless you're going to a lot of people, like, you wouldn't rent a car, you would rent a motorbike. So that's what we did. And this was our last day in Laos. Later that day, we were planning on going to Vietnam. So we had an amazing time at the waterfall, and our plan was to just go back to the city, drop off the bike, go to the hotel, grab our things, and go straight to the airport, right? So we were leaving the waterfall, and my friend was driving. I was staying in the back seat, and we each had our own helmet. But the thing is, we each went there with our own helmet, but when we were going back, for some reason, we switched helmets. Now, the other helmet wasn't my size, but I only realized that it was falling all over the place once we started driving. So whatever. So me and him are in the on this one motorbike, and then our friends are behind us on the other motorcycle. So everything's fine. We're cruising. We're enjoying the scenery, but my helmet starts getting it starts getting stuck. It starts falling into my eyes, and I only have two arms, right? So with one arm, I'm holding him so I don't fall, and with the other arm, I'm pulling it down on the strap so it can actually stay adjusted to my head. But after a while of driving like this, I was like, this isn't safe for me. This isn't, this helmet isn't helping protecting me at all. And no one on the road is really wearing a helmet. The whole time I've been here, I haven't really been wearing a helmet.
So how much damage could it possibly do?
Yeah, you're always optimistic until you remember that anything can happen. So I take it off, whatever. I don't really remember seeing any cops while I was there. I don't remember seeing speed limit signs. There was no intersection. There are no traffic lights. This is just a free for all. You know what I mean? We're in a third world country. We're in the middle of nowhere, and it's just that. So we're on this road and we're going straight, everything's fine, until we come to a point where there's an intersection down the road. But mind you, like I said, there are no street lights. So this guy, we're going straight, this guy is coming over here with his van, with his big van, and instead of coming right here and then waiting and seeing who's gonna pass here on this main road, this guy just goes straight with his car like this, not looking out for anyone else besides him. He's just going straight for it. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, holy shit. So my friend presses on the brakes of the motorcycle, and then the whole thing starts to shake. The whole motorcycle starts to shake. We keep going, and this van's right here. It's either we hit the van or we hit the floor. We're gonna hit the floor. So we just fell on the side. So we put pressure. The thing was already shaking anyway. So we fell to the left, and the motorcycle just keeps going out under us. When we fell, it wasn't just we fell. It was you fall and you start hitting the ground multiple times until your body hits that stop. You still have the inertia. You're still going. So I remember after the first time that I hit the ground, everything happens so quickly when you're in a situation like that. And I just remember having a million thoughts per second. And when I fell, I remember trying to grasp what was going on. Okay, there is a van that's coming. Okay, you are hitting the ground. You are getting into a motorcycle accident. This is real. Just processing that information. And then after I hit the first time, I remember just thinking to myself, you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay. And repeating this over and over again, because I hit it the ground the first time, and I feel my body didn't signal any signs for me. It didn't didn't start beeping like, oh, you have a broken arm, oh, you have a broken leg, or anything like that. So for me, it's like, if I have any scratches, if I have any bruises, any hurts, like, as long as I don't need surgery, as long as I didn't break anything, like, as long as I don't need to go to the hospital here, I'm okay. I'll get through it. So I hit, and I saw my friend's face just looking at me like this. Because obviously this wasn't something he was planning either. So I just like his face here, and I was just like, because if he's scared, I'm scared. Like, let's go, get up. So we get up as fast as we can, and we go to the side of the road. Because mind you, this is still a dirt road. This is still a main road. There's still no order in this place. So obviously, like, we don't want to get run over. We don't want this to get any worse than it already has. So we get up, we walk to the side, and we start checking our whole body. Like, what's going on? What's wrong? What's damaged? How bad is this? So I realized that I scraped my hand really badly. I'll insert pictures here. I also scraped my knee, and I scraped my toes. Everything on the left side of my body. Like, I had scratches on my leg, on my side, but like this side of my body, everything was okay. As for my friend, instead of having one big mark on his hand, he had 2 places of his hand scraped on both the hands, and his entire arm was scraped. So he got hurt way worse than I did. If that had happened to me, my trip would have been done. It would have been over. Because I just wouldn't be able to deal with that pain. And we realized, like, even though we're badly hurt, like I said, no red flags is going off. I don't feel like anything's broken. So let's go. And mind you, we have to be at the airport in 1 hour to go to Vietnam. 1 hour after we had just gone to a motorcycle accident. We still have to return the bike. We still have to go grab our things at the hotel and make it to the airport. All, like, with our hands all bruised. I told you guys that our friends were in the motorcycle behind us. They stopped, and they were just appalled. They were looking at us. They were making sure, like, are you guys okay? I think they were even more in shock than we were, because since we had all this adrenaline going on, we're like, we're fine. Let's go. Like, we don't have time to waste. We have to keep going. And they were just in complete shock. The guy with the van stopped his van. He realized he was the one at fault, but, like, obviously it's partially our responsibilities too. I'm sure we were going, if there was a speed limit, we were going faster than it. So this guy is just out here trying to call, I don't know whether he's calling the cops, whether he's calling the hospital, his insurance. I have no idea who he's trying to talk to on the phone, because we don't understand his language. So we just tell him, and he's like, no, wait. And we're like, we have to go in. Especially after an accident like this, we don't want to stay in the city, and we don't want to stay in this country. We have to go, we have to leave, and if we miss this flight, we're gonna have to buy a whole new flight. We're gonna have to buy a hotel again for the night, and it's just gonna, like, it's gonna turn into an even bigger problem than it already is. So we hop on the bike. I don't know how, but my friend's driving with both of his hands injured in 2 different places, each hand. And we somehow make it to the hotel. We go straight to the hotel, and we tell the guy at the reception, we're like, please, give us a room, because checkout was at like 12, and by this time it's already like, I don't know, 6 p.m. So we beg the guy, we're like, please give us a room, like, we just need to wash off. So he gives us like this little hose, but then we're like, no, like, we need a room, please just give us a bathroom. Like, it's just gonna be for a little while, we just need to rinse it off. So he saw the condition we were in, he gave us a room. So there we are in the bathroom, he's in the shower, I'm in the sink just trying to rinse it off. He's yelling, I'm freaking out. Blood's everywhere, and we're trying to clean these wounds as best as we can. But if you've ever tried to clean a wound, you know how painful it is to try and put water on it. So there we are. We do the best that we possibly can. We have no band-aids. We have nothing to cover this. We're just literally just winging life. We're just winging life when we're trying to make it through. So we cleaned ourselves off. We got our things. So the guy at the hotel, he calls a taxi for us, and we're begging the guy at the hotel at the reception, please drop this bike off for us. Please. Like, we can't drive. We'll follow you to the bike place with a taxi, but please just drive it there for us. So after he was just like, no, after we just like begged him, he agreed to do it. So he went on the bike, we went in the taxi, he drove to the motorbike. The guy was just like,
oh, you broke my bike, you broke this.
We did get a little bit scratched. We did break the light.
We got into an accident. You know, how's the bikes gonna stay safe? We didn't even stay safe. I literally just hand this guy a 20, which is worth like 200,000 in his currency. And I'm like, please, like, I don't know how much money my friend gave him, but he was complaining. I handed him a 20. He shut up. He was good. And then we jet to the airport. Mind you, we're still trying to not miss our flight. So we head to the airport, and to our luck, the airport in Laos, it's just so tiny and small, and there's not many flights. This isn't the most popular of destinations. So we get in there, there's no line. And here we are at the airport trying not to limp. Because we had our knees hurt. Like, we were trying not to limp, we were trying to walk normal. We're all injured, and we're just going to the bathroom as often as we can to try and clean up while still keeping this a secret because, I don't know, I think we were just scared of them not letting us onto the airport, like, with open wounds and anything like that. So we were trying to keep it on the DL. Whatever. And like I said, adrenaline is still rushing by this time. So we're like laughing it off. We're like, oh, this trip was going too good anyways. Like, we needed a little drama. We're laughing it off while we still have some adrenaline. If only we had the adrenaline the whole time. So whatever, we get on the plane. Luckily, it's only an hour ride. And the lady there sees us looking at our arms so often that she hands us these like cleaning wipes for us to clean around, and we're like, thank you, you angel. And then we landed in Vietnam, and luckily every airport has like a little first aid place, a little hospital. So we go to the lady and we're like, we're injured, please help us. So she cleans up our wounds, she puts the gauge on top, and then after that, we go to our hotel room. This was the best hotel we stayed at the entire trip. Thank the Lord. Because we needed a 5-star service because we were not leaving the hotel anytime soon to do any activity at all. And it's funny because everywhere we went with these gauges, with these band-aids, they upgraded our room. There weren't many pros to this accident, but this was one of the pros. We got our rooms upgraded, and they were at the best floor or a better suite because they felt sorry for us. And we're like, yes, we need your pity right now. So neither of us have travel insurance. Neither of us are able to go to a hospital. We're gonna need to take care of this on our own. So we call up our friends, our cousins that are in the medical field, that are doctors and nurses, and we're like, what do we do? How do we keep this protected? So we do our best and we clean it. And I remember one of the nights, I was really avoiding cleaning this. I was trying to just clean around the outside because it hurts so much. And I remember one time he was just like, okay, no, we really need to do a deep clean on this. So I did a deep clean, and I thought the pain was only gonna be when I cleaned it, but no, the pain was the whole night afterwards because it was throbbing so badly. So we were just doing our best to clean it. And it was really interesting as well just to see my hand the way it was, the pure flesh, and as it was healing, all the different layers of skin that adds onto it. It's not just like wound and then skin. It's like wound, this other layer, this whole other layer, this whole other layer. And mind you, the first like 5 days, the asphalt went into my hand. When I got into this accident, I was wearing a bodysuit because I had just left the waterfall. I was wearing a bodysuit and I was wearing a kanga. A kanga is like this really thin beach towel, but like extremely thin that you just use to wrap yourself up. So basically, I was completely exposed. And I realized that even the thinnest layer of fabric between you and the asphalt makes the biggest difference because my wound was black. It was black, and I did not know how to take the black out. I did not know how to take the asphalt out because my body just had to reject it on its own. I couldn't open up the wound. And I was freaking out about it being infected, and there was just nothing I could do. So this definitely put a damper on my trip. We didn't do absolutely anything the next day. Actually, I think I went out at night. A lot of the days following this was just us being in pain. Our morning routine took an extra half an hour because we had to like clean these wounds, re-put new ones, and do this every time we went back to the hotel. We weren't just travelers in Southeast Asia anymore. We were just like the wounded travelers of Southeast Asia. Like, it just changed the entire dynamic of the trip. So that sucked. But it was really eye-opening as to when you think of a vacation, you think of all these things that are amazing. And when you think of something going wrong, you think of something going wrong as in you not liking the country, you not liking the company, you not, I don't know, whatever it is, the country's not how you expected it to be. You don't imagine, hey, I'm going to go to this other country, I'm going to get seriously injured like I never have before, and just figure it all out there. Like, that's just not something you plan. So it was very eye-opening to teach me that anything is possible at any moment. So after this, my friend, since he got injured a lot worse than I did, he was like looking flights to go home. But as the days went on and we started to see some progress in the healing, and the flights were also expensive to change, we just decided to enjoy the trip, the rest of the trip, while we still had it. We had no travel insurance. This was an hour before my flight, and somehow, even though this was probably the worst situation we could have ever gotten into while traveling, well, not ever, right? But you guys know what I mean. Oh, whenever I say ever, my mind goes into this possibility of like bad things. I'm like, you know what? That's not that bad. But like, this was like the worst thing that could have happened, but it was the best possible outcome for that scenario, because we didn't have to go to the hospital. We were able to take care of ourselves. We were able to heal. Everything worked out great. We were still able to catch our flight. So I could not help but be extremely grateful for such a good outcome to this horrible situation that we were in. Yeah, this happened in May, in the middle of May. We are now in the beginning of August, and this is how my hand looks like. Let me see if you can. So I'll put like a side-to-side image so you see how my wound is and you see how it is now. But like, I still have this hole, I don't really know what to call it, from where the wound was, but this was like where the worst part of the wound was. This took the longest to heal. If you were to feel it, it's like deep inside these lines and then it bulges out here. So yeah, it's already been like this for 2 months. Not sure if this is how it's gonna be like forever. I also got really badly hurt here. I have not yet gone to the hospital, which I know I should, but now I'm definitely going to, because this feels really weird. Like, it doesn't hurt when I press on it, but it seems like something like it seems like this is a separate bone and this is a separate bone, or whatever goes here, while here it's all together. So I'm a bit confused on that, but it's okay. Yeah, that is my story time about how I got into my first ever motorcycle accident in the worst place I could have possibly gotten into. But I'm here, I'm alive. Life is good, I'm healthy, so nothing to complain about. But I wanted to share this story with you. So if any of you go to Southeast Asia or anywhere you go, be careful riding motorcycles, because they are harmful, especially in a country where there are no rules and people do as they wish. So even if you're used to riding motorcycles in your country, people in another country might ride motorcycles completely different than you do, and completely different social norms and rules. So keep that in mind. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you like story times, make sure to like this so I know you want more stories. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you still haven't.